Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over literally the most expensive Dodge you can pretty much buy. So this is a 2020 Ram 3500 Limited dually. And yeah, it's really expensive, but it also has this really cool thing when you go into reverse. Anyways, as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the truck, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. A huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo for providing us with the truck. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get into the video. Under the hood here, we have a 6.7 liter Cummins diesel. It's an inline 6, goes through the 6-speed Aisin transmission. Power outputs are 400 horsepower and then 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end, and the first thing I want you guys to notice is I've got the lights on so you can see the cargo lights up top since this is a dually. The hood is just like any other Ram. You do get the 3500 heavy duty badging there on the side, and then we can see it's got full LED lights here with the projector LEDs on top of that. You do get parking sensors here on the front of the truck with the tow hooks finished in chrome. There's a little camera there between the legs of the A, and it's got the limited kind of like spindle type grill. It's the best way to describe it, but yeah, the front end on this is absolutely massive and imposing, as it should be on a heavy duty truck. Now around the side here, we've got 17-inch rims, 235mm on the tires. You can see the tires are pretty skinny, but I mean, it's kind of expected on dualies from the factory. Cummins badging right there. Got Ram and then the limited thing that kind of goes all the way along the truck. And then I want to give you guys kind of like a side profile so you can see just how massive this truck is. I have to walk super far back, but I mean, there's regular trucks and there's this dually. It's huge. Now we've got a couple functions here. We've got the unlock and we've got the lock. You've got the remote start and the tailgate release. Now if you remote start the truck, just press that twice. First time we'll lock it, and second time we'll start up the diesel engine. And then if you press that again, that'll shut it right off. Now press this button twice and that'll slow lower down the tailgate very slowly. Now this one already has a spray and bed liner that comes standard with the limited, just nice little touch on them. I like the feel and look of the bed liner. This one has the whole fifth wheel setup. I mean, it's got everything in there. LED bed lights on both sides, and then you can see that you've got the little puck there in the center as well as all the stuff on the outside with this whole setup. Now, the actual tailgate itself, if you lift it up, very light. I mean, it just goes into place super, super easy. Now, going over the rest of it, we've got the cargo light there at the top, full LED lights here in the back. So they're kind of like the wraparound lights. That little part right there is a sensor. Got the limiting badging, Ram logo, 4x4. Parking sensors all at the bottom with the little receiver hitch, all the plugins for towing, just the normal stuff. Now this one does have the kick step, which is a cool addition to the heavy duties. I like the little kick step, just makes it easier to get in and out of the truck essentially in the back here. So if you need to like load stuff up into the bed and then when you're done with it, gotta muscle a little bit, but then you just kick it back into place. Marker lights here on the side because it's the dually. And well, now I've got to show you guys the really cool thing. So I've got to back up onto the camera. Well, kind of, but not really. So yes, you heard that right. This truck has a backup alarm from the factory. All it needs now is a train horn. Coming to the rear here, this one has the indigo frost interior, which I love because I love all the contrast. So you got a little step there that pops out automatically. Nice wood trim, all the leather all across the whole door here. Really nice look. The door handle itself also feels premium. Now here are the back seats in the Limited. Again, I really like this indigo frost. You got the blue accenting and then obviously the white seats. Now, yes, it'll be a little bit easier to get these dirty, but I mean, they're beautiful. I love the look of them. Now, cup holders that'll kind of pull out of that little part right there. And then got the whole center console set up. So cup holders at the top, all of your charging stations, heated seats on top of that. Here's the floor mat for the Limited, which we are gonna kind of move out of the way. Oh, they don't want to comply. Anyways, ice buckets right here on both sides. And then we can lift up the seat right here. Man, these floor mats are pesky. These are little boards that come out, and I like how they match kind of the blue just all around. I mean, it's everywhere in this truck. And, well, now I got to fix this situation so I can step in. Okay, so we've just got to, huck the keys, of course. And getting in, very easy with these steps. I mean, it makes getting in and out super simple. In terms of legroom, this is the crew cab. Legroom's really good. There's no recline function or anything like that. The backs of the seats are actually really nice too, just like soft to the touch. But yeah, legroom, I mean, it's a good amount. I'm about 5'11", and then in terms of the headroom, again, it's a good amount. Like, I feel like I could be back here for quite a bit of time, really comfortably. Woo! We've got the flip-up tow mirrors. They are power folding. Has blind spot monitoring in it too. Keyless entry up front, so that'll lock the truck, and then to unlock it, you just gotta kind of swoop in just like that. Now here's the door panel for the front. Speaker for the Harman Kardon sound system. This whole area is going to be the same as what's in the back. The only difference is the controls, so like your memory seat controls, window controls, power folding mirrors. This is to actually control the outside mirror, so you can adjust that mirror and that mirror all via these little buttons right here, and we're going to fold those back out so I can drive later. Now here's the seats in the front. Again, we've got full leather on the seats, very soft to the touch. They're really comfortable to sit in, actually. The power adjustments are going to be on the side. We've got our pedal layout down below, light controls here. That's the fog lights, that's the cargo light, and then the adjustment for the steering wheel, and then these are the pedal adjustments. You can see the little rocker panels on the back to control the radio stations. And yeah, that's one more look at the front. To start it up, we just have to put our foot on the brake, push the push start. Little do sweep, and yeah, everything will come to life, including the big 12-inch screen. Now here's our steering wheel in the 3500. Normal stuff there in the center. Got our controls for the adaptive cruise control, so you actually press those buttons to start it. These are to manually shift the gears. Got the contrast stitching with kind of like the blue colored steering wheel. Again, I love that little contrast. Nice wood down there. And then we've got all the controls for the center stack, your voice command controls, and then back here we've got the little stock for the turn signal, flashing the high beams, and then also doing the windshield wipers. And then here is the column shifter. Now it has some nice stitching on it in leather, and that's why they move these little gear selectors here, so they can make this shifter itself just a lot nicer to the look and also touch. Now this is our center gauge cluster. We've got RPMs on the left side. On the right side you've got the speed, and then here's a couple different menus that I can kind of scroll through on it. Ooh, fuel economy. That's nice to see. Just like all the other upgraded Rams, not going to go too into depth. If you want to see that, just watch my other reviews on the Rams. I've gone over it a million times, and yeah, 35 degrees outside. Insert Star Wars intro music because 12-inch screen. Now there's little 12-volt up top. You got analog climate controls on both sides. That's for your lane departure assistance, stability control, and then the hazard lights. Now down here, they've kind of done it interestingly when you get the auxiliary switches. So if you have the auxiliary switches, you don't get the little tabs. You get buttons for everything, so like your parking sensors, your diesel exhaust brake, your tow haul mode, and then that is because this has the rear air suspension as well. I mean, this truck literally has everything. Trailer brake controls, and then on the 12-inch display itself, it's got the navigation function right there. Pretty cool. You can see we're here in Provo, Utah. And then in terms of response time on it, I feel like it's just really solid. It's a really good touchscreen infotainment system. Show you guys the backup camera so you can see the resolution on that. And then there's a bunch of functions. Got the cargo camera. We can see a little fifth wheel. You can even zoom in on that. You can zoom in with the regular backup camera. You got the side cameras, which you can move from side to side with those. And you can do auxiliary cameras. Now the other thing is the surround camera system. Now this just shows you bird's eye view and then a bunch of different views with the camera system. So yeah, cameras to cover everything, and that is the 12-inch display. It's massive, it's awesome, and yeah. I've got these center columns here. It says limited at the top. Picking this up, we've got nice suede inserts right there, and then they got the little measuring tables on the back. This slides back and forth, which again, I love that. Wish that my Ford had this. We've got the little wireless charging here with a full power outlet at the bottom, a couple auxiliary switches, and then closing this all up, we've got the glove box over here, and lined with felt. They continue the blue leather with the wood trim, all that really nice glove box area. Most truck manufacturers do plastic over here, but Ram has not cheaped out. Now up here, we've got a little sunroof to let a little bit more light into the cabin. It does have a power rear setting window. Gonna let you guys look at that window in all of its glory, opening and closing. Light controls up here. We've got the universal garage door openers, and this is one time where I will give them a pass on the headliner, because this headliner is a lighter color, but it matches the lighter colored seats, so it all comes together. Now that we are done going over the interior on this Limited, I'm sure you guys are all wondering pricing, and I kind of was too. So I took a peek at the window sticker. $90,000. This truck stickers for $90,000. So yeah, let's take this limited 3500 dually out, see how it drives. Okay, so before we set off, let's talk about visibility here in the dually. Now, visibility throughout the hood, just like any other Ram heavy duty, visibility throughout the mirrors is good. And by the way, the mirrors are about as wide as the hips, so if the mirrors fit, then the big booty's gonna fit. Visibility throughout the other mirror, and then you can see visibility all throughout the rear as well. And we're in drive as usual, so let's set off now. And initially setting off here, I want to actually talk about the maneuverability here of the dually as we're going around this little roundabout. It seems intimidating at first because it's got an 8-foot bed and it's got really wide hips, but if you just drive within the mirrors like you would on any other truck, it's actually not that bad to drive. Now parking, yes, parking is a little bit of a difficulty, but it's actually not bad by any means. It's actually relatively easy to park this truck with all the cameras and everything that it has. Initially setting off here in the dually, I want to talk about the ride quality first. And this being a 3500, it is going to ride a little bit rougher than a 2500. The dually, compared to like a regular 3500 long bed, I mean, it feels just very, very slightly rougher. It's not like horribly uncomfortable, but yeah, it is a little bit rougher compared to a truck with just one wheel in the back, or sorry, 2 wheels in the back. That's what I meant. Single rear wheel versus dual rear wheel. But you can see maneuvering through here, it's actually pretty easy to just kind of turn the truck through it. In terms of the actual road noise that comes through, there's not a whole lot of tire noise. I expected that because it's got such small tires and rims. You hear a ton from the engine. Obviously, when you go over bumps, you can hear all that. Wind noise, though, is very, very minimal in this truck. It's a very well-insulated cabin, and yeah, you gotta wait for the acceleration now. Now we're taking a turn here before we get a little acceleration, and now we're just gonna punch it. Oh man, and by the way, that's kilometers, that's not miles an hour, just so you know. I kind of accidentally, let's flip it back to miles an hour. There we go, miles an hour now. Yeah, it's a ton of torque. I am gonna say, compared to Ford's new tune on their Power Stroke, yeah, it doesn't feel as obviously as peppy as that has so much horsepower. I mean, 50 more horsepower than this, but this is a good amount. I mean, 1,000 pound-feet of torque is still a lot. And the thing about the Cummins is it is all low end. I mean, everything that is about this truck is just pretty much all just low end torque, which is really nice. So I mean, it's super punchy from a low end. Yes, it tapers off a little bit at the top, but then it just gears down and gives you a little bit more. Now, to sum things up with this dually, I mean, this truck with its 410 gears, it is the limited package, so it is going to be able to, it's going to like kind of lower that towing capacity a little bit, but I mean, you're still looking at over 30,000 pounds in towing capacity with this truck. So yeah, I mean, if you need like a real hardcore tow truck, this is definitely going to be the route to go. And if you want all the luxury amenities, again, all the route to go. And if you want a backup alarm, you can get a backup alarm. I mean, it's kind of weird, but you can get it. So yeah, if you're in the market for a new heavy duty truck, and especially a dually, check out this new Limited. And there we have it, everyone, the all new 2020 Ram 3500 Limited dually, $90,000 craziness that's happening here. But anyways, if you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you think, and then again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo, Utah for providing us with the truck. Check out their inventory in the link below.